This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
Tonight, a family in mourning, a community in shock.
Two teenage siblings shot and killed at a Northeast Side apartment. I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. Tonight, we are learning more about the victim, 16-year-old Nicholas Nelson, and his 15-year-old sister, Ashlyn Nelson. The Nelson siblings were found shot to death this morning around 7:30 at the Postbrook Apartments near East 42nd Street and Post Road. They were preparing to leave for the school day. When officers arrived, they saw a possible suspect running from the apartment. Officials just released surveillance photos of a person of interest. Right now, the shooter is still on the loose, but police are urging community members to help bring that person in.
And at the center of this tragedy, a family is left to deal with an unimaginable double loss. Our Nicole Griffin talked to victims, the mother and aunt, as they try to process how and why this happened.
I talked to the mother tonight of Nicholas and Ashlyn Nelson, and she tells me if there's one thing she wanted people to know about her children, it's that they were good kids. They kept to themselves, and they were also good students. She was far too upset to speak to us on camera, but we did talk to an aunt who is remembering them tonight.
It hurts so bad. These are kids that are good children. They don't bother anybody. Go to school, come home, I'm hurt.
It's a message we heard from the children's mother and their aunt. Nicholas and Ashlyn Nelson were the type of kids who went to school, focused on their work, and stayed out of trouble.
Nicholas, he's real smart young man, went to school, got good grades. He pretty much stayed to himself. He was quiet. You never seen him out with a crowd or a lot of friends or anything like that.
His mother says he had a 4.6 GPA and was hoping to attend Purdue University after high school. Lawrence Township says both Ashlyn and Nicholas attended Lawrence North. Describing Ashlyn, her mother says she was a quiet young lady, but was also very kind. Both were taken away from the family that loved them too soon.
People just need to put the guns down, deal with situations different ways. You don't always have to turn to violence to get through. If you can't get along with others, stay away from them. Don't deal with them.
Tonight at 6 o'clock, I talked to a local anti-violence leader about why stopping violence can only be done if everyone gets on board. Working for you on the Northeast Side, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
And tonight, the 10-Point Coalition says they plan to have a presence in the Postbrook Apartments since they know emotions are running high. They also plan to hold a prayer vigil for the family when they are ready.
Tonight, the search is on for an Indianapolis man who police say shot and killed his ex-girlfriend outside of a North Side clinic last month. There's a warrant out for 28-year-old William Jenkins. Prosecutors say on July 2nd, he shot Yolanda Moffitt Santiago in the head, killing her. This happened outside a nursing and rehab center on North Central Avenue. Court papers say the couple had a history of problems and had been arguing right before the shooting. Witnesses told detectives that Jenkins had beaten Moffitt Santiago at least twice in March. If you know where Jenkins is, call Crime Stoppers at 317-262-TIPS.
Deputies in Monroe County are still searching for the man who they say raped a woman when she was stranded on the side of the road. Investigators just released this sketch of the possible suspect. This is based on the victim's description of the man who deputies say pulled over and offered to help her, then attacked her inside his vehicle. He is described as a thin man with shoulder-length, light-colored hair that's thinning or bald on the top and a birthmark near his right eye. If you have information, call the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. And we have a photo just in from Metro Police as they continue their search for an armed robber. Take a look and see if you recognize him, and if you do, call Crime Stoppers at 317-262-TIPS. Police say on August 16th, this man robbed the McClure Oil gas station on Rockville Road. It happened just after 4 o'clock that morning. A store employee told police they had just unlocked the store entrance when the robber approached with a gun demanding money. The employee was not hurt.
A pet owner alert tonight. A deadly but preventable dog virus is spreading across central Indiana. Indianapolis Animal Care Services is now urging all dog owners to make sure their pets are vaccinated against the parvo virus. The puppies you see here are just two of the victims surrendered by their owners after they tested positive for the virus. In the past week, IACS says they have seen dozens of dogs show up at their facility with the virus. There is no cure for parvo, which is more likely to infect puppies than healthy adult dogs. Most animals die within 48 to 72 hours within showing signs of the virus. Best advice here, get your dog vaccinated even if you think you don't need it.
In an effort to stop credit card skimmers stealing your information at the pump, gas stations are now installing new chip card reader technology.
As RTV6's Stephanie Wade shows us, this eliminates the possibility of skimmers getting placed at pumps.
Take a look at this sign. It says, starting today, fuel dispensers will be chip enabled. Now, here's what this means. You'll have to insert your chip instead of swiping when paying for your gas at either Kroger or Speedway gas stations. Why they're doing this is to prevent skimmers from stealing your money.
I'm not a big fan of the chip, but I do like the added security of it.
Anything that helps with our security, I'm definitely for. I've had credit cards that have been scammed before.
We watched as people hesitantly inserted their card, closely following directions to make sure they were using the gas pump credit card reader correctly. If you've used one of these new machines, you'll notice you're asked to use your card's chip reader and keep it in there until the transaction is complete. Speedway says this additional layer of security validates the authenticity of the chipped payment card and avoids skimmers from stealing your information.
When you get the pump this far away from the eyes of those, so I can see where that happens. I mean, the cameras are only good for so much, but you get a box of put a big box truck here, you can block this, and the next thing you know, there's a skimmer on it.
Working for you, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
And Kroger says several Indianapolis fuel centers, as well as those in Anderson, Bloomington, Brownsburg, Crawfordsville, Danville, and Fishers, are all on the upgrade list. The Attorney General's office urges consumers to pay with a credit card instead of a debit card. That allows more options to dispute the charges if you do get skimmed. If you've been a victim of this scam, you can file a complaint at indianaconsumer.com.
As you know, it's the end of the work week, but the beginning of a great stretch of weather here that lasts through the weekend. Clouds that you see out your window now will disappear tonight. We go clear, humidity's dropping, and the temperatures will follow into the 50s. We're at 77 now. That's comfortable. Look how cool Columbus is at 73. And you combine that with a nice east breeze, anywhere from 10 to 15 miles per hour, and you might find it cool at some point this evening. If you're headed to high school football game tonight, beautiful. Temperatures will fall into the 60s during the game with a light breeze and skies clearing.
The well-being of our veterans is top of mind for more than 9,000 people in Indianapolis. Next week, as the American Legion Convention kicks off today, the convention is celebrating its 100th year of being the country's largest veteran service organization. The convention location changes every year, even though the American Legion is headquartered here in Indianapolis. Vice President Mike Pence will be in town to speak to members on Wednesday.
His message usually is a strong one that our membership appreciates hearing, and he's very well received. So I'm sure that his message will be right on point for our audience.
The convention, which is not open to the public, will run through August 29th.
The Indiana Department of Veterans Affairs has a new operations director tonight. Michael Thompson will oversee daily operations of the Military Family Relief Fund and other veteran services programs. Thompson joins new director Dennis Weimer as part of an effort to reorganize the agency and restore trust in the program. Last year, Call 6 Investigates questioned why the Veterans Affairs Department allowed its own staff members to receive military family relief funds beyond the $2,500 limit. This while the agency denied other struggling veterans. Thompson will be part of the department's newly formed leadership team, which aims to improve relationships with veterans and their families.
Still ahead, a woman caught on video packing her pooch into the trunk of a car. The strange confrontation that led to this disturbing scene.
This was no ordinary earache. A woman wakes up feeling a little funny, but she wasn't laughing when she found out what was crawling around inside.
A pussycat on prize.
We are learning tonight Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg has completed radiation therapy for a cancerous tumor on her pancreas. Doctors say there is no evidence of the disease remaining. The court said in a statement that a biopsy performed July 31st confirmed a localized malignant tumor. 86-year-old Ginsburg underwent a 3-week course of radiation therapy. Ginsburg had lung cancer surgery in December and has had 2 previous bouts with cancer. As President Trump prepares to meet world leaders this weekend at the G7 summit, China announced today it will impose tariffs on $75 billion worth of U.S. imports. This news comes as the stock market took another hit today and fears of a recession continues to grow. ABC's Rachel Scott joins us from Washington with the latest on the trade war with China.
In yet another battle of the ongoing trade war with China, President Trump is hoping to use American businesses as his next line of defense. The president tweeted, "Our great American companies are hereby ordered to immediately start looking for an alternative to China, including bringing your companies home." While it's unclear what authority the president has to assert his demand, it comes as China turned the heat back on the U.S. after President Trump announced another layer of hikes on Chinese goods. China striking back, imposing tariffs on $75 billion worth of U.S. imports. That reality setting in for consumers in both countries, who on September 1st will now wake up to an additional pinch. The news once again rattling Wall Street, the stock market taking a plunge as fears that the U.S. is inching closer to a recession continue to grow. Concerns the president dismisses.
I don't see a recession.
But today, meeting with world central bankers in Wyoming, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell signals signs of a global economic slowdown and suggested the president's trade wars are playing a part.
Jay Powell said today was just remarkable. He all but punching President Trump in the face with his remarks.
And while the president claims the U.S. has the upper hand,
China is paying for the tariffs for the 100th time.
Today, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce saying that in this trade war, there are no winners. A statement from the organization claiming the continued tit-for-tat escalation between the U.S. and China is putting a significant strain on the U.S. economy. And in this latest exchange of digs, the president also taking a jab at his own Fed chair, calling him an enemy. Now, the Fed dropped interest rates for the first time in a decade last month, but the White House says they need to be even lower, blaming them for any sign of weakness in the economy. Rachel Scott, ABC News, Washington.
A Florida woman is facing animal abuse charges after locking a dog inside the trunk of her car. Police arrested her Thursday after cameras outside an animal shelter caught her abusing the dog. Workers say she came in to surrender it. When they told her the shelter was full, she allegedly asked if they would euthanize the pet. The facility's director says the woman became angry when she was told the shelter does not put down animals simply because they are unwanted. She's then seen on camera yanking the dog and slamming it into her trunk. The quick-thinking shelter employee took a picture of the license plate there and then called 911. A warning, this next story is the stuff of nightmares. Susie Torres of Kansas City, Missouri, woke up Tuesday morning with a funny feeling in her ear. She went to the doctor's office, and that's when she learned that a venomous brown recluse spider was inside her ear. Doctors say she was very lucky the spider did not bite her. Now Torres is taking some extra precautions when she goes to bed at night.
I went and put some cotton balls in my ear last night because I didn't have any earplugs. So, yeah, I'm pretty terrified of the spiders.
Bites from brown recluse spiders can include and result in fever, chills, increased sweating, nausea, and headaches. How do you like that one?
Oh, it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Right.
Eek. All right, well, it's that time of the year again, football season, and that means Friday Football Frenzy here at RTV6. Our Alyssa Donovan joined students at Bishop Chatard this morning as they geared up for the first game of the season.
It is Friday Football Frenzy, and we are here at Bishop Chatard, where students are getting pumped for tonight's game against Brebeuf.
The energy's just going to be so great tonight. We're so excited for our first game, and we're going to bring home a win. Let's go!
Students spent the morning getting pumped up for the first game of the school year.
I'm just really excited for all the cheers and for all the fun we're going to have.
They took on their principal in a donut eating contest, and they cheered on former RTV6 meteorologist Swoop McLean as he gave us the game time forecast.
It's going to be a great night for a ball game between two classy high schools, Brebeuf Jesuit Braves and the Trojans of Bishop Chatard High School.
Swoop now works at the school, and he said it first. He's forecasting a Bishop Chatard win.
A delightful evening here at Bishop Chatard High School, especially when the Trojans win, are victorious. Yay!
Chatard is ranked number 2 in the 3A conference, while Brebeuf is ranked number 4, making this a great matchup to start off the season.
Go Trojans!
I'm Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
They got a nice setup there.
They really do. And how do you like swooping in?
Perfect, yep.
Yeah.
And he's got, I love the outfit and the weather map and the perfect conditions. What a great night tonight. And that's all.
It's going to be great for some football.
All 92 Indiana counties will enjoy that. How about that? We're at 71 in Marion, 77 in Clinton County and Frankfort. And temperatures through the weekend will remain below average. Down to the south we go. 76 in Bedford. We should be about 83 or 84 this time of year. Got a nice little breeze out of the north and east. That will continue. Say hello to Lucy. I love Lucy's ears.
Oh, Lucy.
She can hear everything.
I could whisper and she'd still know what's going on. Judy, thanks for sending in a picture of Lucy. Remember how this works. Send me your dog's picture at kevin.gregory@wrtv.com, and I'll be happy to take your dog for a figurative walk during my evening forecast. A great evening to do that. Notice we're dry through the weekend. If we see a chance of rain Sunday, I think it's late Sunday night. More likely we'll have thunderstorms around Monday and on a Tuesday. Temperature trend in the 50s for overnight lows. Some spots may even be a little cooler than 55. There's your average low. The records, by the way, are in the 40s. We won't be setting any records over the weekend. As I mentioned, Sunday night, chance for a shower or thunderstorm. Temperatures are coolest first half of the weekend. Afternoon temperature on Sunday climbs to 80, but that's still with low humidity. But I think early next week, Monday, for example, the humidity will come up rather quickly. Beautiful start to your Saturday. Comfortable as well. 50s, 71 at noon. Afternoon temperatures into the mid-70s. Just like today, we'll have a nice breeze. It'll be out of the east, 15 to 20. And that will make it feel a little bit cooler at times, but still we've got all that sunshine to go to work and warm us up. There are the afternoon temperatures expected. Then tomorrow night, with a clear sky, we're right back in the 50s to start your Sunday morning. There's your Sunday morning 8 a.m. temperature. By noon, 74, 80, the magic number in the afternoon hours with a few more clouds around. But I think any rain holds off until we get to Monday. Sunday temperatures all within a degree or two of 80. 11 p.m. Sunday night, there's the gray of the cloud cover, a couple showers, Terre Haute and Vincennes. The rain really holds off, though, till the morning hours and then into the afternoon on Monday. Here's your 7-day planner. Temperatures do return consistently into the lower 80s by early next week. The thunderstorms are most likely on Monday, still a chance Tuesday. All in all, pretty comfortable forecast. Nothing real warm. Perhaps we've seen our last 90-degree day.
What?
Question mark?
And we've got a holiday weekend coming up a week from now.
Yeah. The unofficial end of summer.
Unofficial, right, exactly. Thanks, Kevin.
We'll be right back.
Years and counting on RTV6.
Hello and a very good day to you. I'm Julie Grant with Court TV Live, and we are covering a big case out of the state of Florida. And the jury will have the case and start deliberating by the end of the day today. Michael Draka says that he was acting in self-defense when he shot and killed 28-year-old Marquise McLaughlin. But the entire incident was caught on surveillance video, and the jury will be the ones to decide whether or not Draka's version of events lines up with what this video shows. And this video will likely be the most important piece of evidence this jury will be considering today. This case has received a lot of national media attention, and Court TV will be there live for all of it, including the verdict, no matter what time it comes in. We'll have gavel-to-gavel coverage for you right here on Court TV. I'm Julie Grant. Now back to you in the studio.
Julie, thank you. You can stream Court TV live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at courttv.com. Our Classroom to Career project is teaming up with our Friday Football Frenzy School this week. Bishop Chatard.
Every week they have guest alumni speakers helping to give students an insight into different careers. This is part of their Alumni Career Speaker Lunch this week. 1999 Bishop Chatard graduate Matt Cairns was on hand to share information about a career in cybersecurity. Cairns is the Senior Director of Information Security at Eli Lilly. We talked with students who say it's a great way to learn about a variety of different career paths.
I think it's really cool to learn about someone's legacy that came from the same place as you, where they were able to go after graduating, and where I could see myself in relation to what they did.
Hearing about it makes me feel so much better because I have a lot of fears that I won't be employed. So being able to see people from my school who did go on and are successful and working in the careers that they wanted to study in, I'm like, oh, I can do that. I can, it makes me feel so much better.
Bishop Chatard brings in alumni speakers from different careers like journalism, sports management, and video game design.
New and headed your way at 6 here on RTV6. The Marion County Health Department takes action against a school with broken air conditioning. The deadline the school is now facing. That's new at 6.
But first on the Now Indy, neighbors fed up. Someone's dumping tires and they say no one is stepping up to claim responsibility. You're watching RTV6.